What is up? It is PokerBrandon here, and I'm going to start this series where I talk about my specific hands played. Let's just go. So, this was on a Tuesday around noon to 3 p.m. at the Parkwest Bicycle Casino playing 5-5 no limit hold'em. I have pocket queens, and my VPIP was about 10 to 20%. I opened a 20. It's going to fold over to villain number 4. He's going to call the 20. It would not classify villain number 4 as a pro. I've seen him at the Parkwest Bike maybe a couple times this last 2 weeks only. Small blind, I probably would classify him as a pro. He definitely is not super loose. He's not super tight. His VPIP today was about 30%, I would say. He had, I think, probably a $2,000 stack, but it's irrelevant because he was only about 1,500 effective with villain number 4. And he's going to 3-bet to 130. He definitely has all the normal ace kings, aces kings, jacks, 10s in his range. And in this spot, my only goal, as I'm thinking about my action here after he 3-bets to 130, is I need to 4-bet, and I want to 4-bet to a size that he will call and a size that I could still play post flop. I kind of thought about going like 400 here, but having only 880 in my stack, I felt like that looked a little bit too strong. And maybe I just felt like maybe he would just fold out like even jacks. He's folded jacks like this before against me. So I'm going to end up with the sizing of about 300. So, I mean, what do you guys think about that sizing here in this spot? I feel like 300 was the right amount here to isolate small blind and just go 1v1 to a flop. I did tell myself if small blind re-jams, I just have to call it off. I know he will re-jam with hands like ace queen, ace king. So because of that, holding queens here, I just have to pay off aces and kings. He's not the type of guy where I need to fold queens pre-flop all the time against his 3-bet. He definitely has a lot of light 3-bets, I guess. But I mean, so I end up with the size of 300. And after I 4-bet to 300, villain number 4 is going to call.
Wow.
I know he's not a pro, but at the same time, I have not really seen him in the spot where there is a 3-bet and a 4-bet and then he cold calls. But he does. He cold calls. And then when he does that, I feel like, I guess not a cold call, right? He flat called, whatever. But when he does that, I just always feel like he's going to have pocket 10s, I think, pocket 9s. I thought maybe mostly pocket 10s. I felt like even pocket jacks would have 3-bet me first. But then again, there's always those tight players who would just call with pocket jacks. And so I gave him like jacks and 10s and maybe ace king as well, as weird as that sounds. Button is going to fold. And then small blind is going to tank for about 20 seconds and make the call. And we're going to go to a flop. And then just throwing it out there, when I see 2 overs while holding queens, I just feel like God hates me. Small blind checks it to me. Now here is where I think I made a mistake. You know, in hindsight, I made a mistake. But just seeing how disgusting this flop was, I just really felt like any more amount of money that I put into it, I'm just giving it away. And maybe I shouldn't look at it that way. Maybe that was my mistake, but I did feel like that. I should essentially put in a bet. I should bet and rep ace king or aces or kings or anything, right? I have all the aces. I should have bet, but I didn't. I checked. And then VPIP 15-20% up there in the hijack. When I check it to him, he verbally looks at us and he verbally says while looking at us, "Do you guys want to check it down? Let's check it down." I check. And he looks at me and small blind for validation to check it down. And he's serious. Like he looks like, if he's acting, it looks super serious. I just remain in my tank, and then small blind looks at him as he asks again, "Do you want to check it down?" And he looks at small blind, and small blind shakes his head no, while in thought. You can tell he's like squinting his eyes and he's in thought, and he says, "No, let's play, like we're playing." And as he says that, the turn comes, and it's like a 7 of diamonds. And as he's answered that question, I'm praying that he just checks it. But you could tell he's thinking a lot. He's thinking a lot, and then he ended up opting for an all-in on the turn. And right here, I don't see how I can call this. I don't see how I can ever call here. Holding queens, I just felt like, what if small blind has pocket jacks and he's putting me on queens and the other guy on nines? But I mean, if he did, I think I just gotta let it go. Doesn't he have all the aces? He should have every kind of like suited ace. So I end up folding, and then Mr. "Do you want to check it down?" shows me that he folded pocket jacks. So we both fold, and the most annoying part about the hand was small blind says he had 10-2, and the big blind sitting right next to him did verbally confirm that yes, he was holding 10-2. I believe it was suited. I don't know what suit. It makes me feel better knowing that he had 10-2 flush draw on the turn. But yeah, he took it down. He took down the pot. I never showed my hand, but I'm pretty sure he believed me when I told him I folded queens. So I mean, that's gonna finish off the hand. And I just want to know, in the comments, if you want to comment, just go ahead and let's brainstorm here so you can help me out a little bit. Did I play this right? Did I not? Did I make a mistake? Were my sizes off on the pre-flop? Should I bet the flop, and how much? Is it a winning play to bet the flop? I mean, there's so many questions I have about this hand. I mean, obviously, I wish another player was sitting in small blind seat, because if there was, I don't think another player's ever playing the hand 10-2 the way small blind played it there. And I probably get all the money, or at least I get the pre-flop money from hijack. But yeah, that's all. That's all. This is how this hand ended. I lost 300, and I need to know your thoughts. I'm PokerBrandon. I'm out.